Hello world. How is everybody doing? We are back. I might have to oop, I forgot something. Perhaps I should switch that into Discord for OBS. Boom, there we go. That should be better now. We are back with Bazgoth, the Crimson Blade. Must they venture further into these ruins of the dead? Currently within the catacombs, Grumthar last session decided to rage, and because of his rage, he needed to let out and vent out some aggression there, and went forward into the catacombs, meeting up with some sort of bone knight-looking creature and a banshee, which he was able to do away with, along with the help with the rest of the team finally arriving. And that's where we are currently at. As Grumthar will be on vacation right now, and Cub will be joining us hopefully soon enough. But for now, we got Grom and Tarnik, and the rest of the party here standing about as the last of this echoes of the banshees, pretty much just these wails die out, and also the last shard of bone golem crashes to the floor here, and then an unnatural silence settles into the catacombs corridor. The torches, they are actually lit in here, but they flicker strangely, and doesn't seem to be from wind either. And something in the air seems it shudders. And as the group is standing there, beneath Grumthar's feet, you see this ancient stone that starts to pulse with a faint crimson light. And it also appears under your other partner there, which I forgot the name. Bordak. Well, I can't think of it. My mind went blank. Appears under Bordak, and before anyone can react, this thin scarlet crack sneaks and snakes across the floor, tracing symbols and some sort of language that none of you can understand. It opens, and wide enough and deep enough that Grumthar and Bordak are both pulled down in a blink, like puppets restrained and controlled. There's no scream, no time, and they're both gone. And then the stones seal immediately behind them, and there is no visible door and no arcane residue, only a faint warmth that lingers like freshly spilled blood. And both your companions are now vanished and gone, unknown to where they have gone to. You are left there, pondering, watching this, as they disappear. What do y'all do?
Gosh, be damn this place! Too confused. Why are they gone? First Syrinx, now Bordak and Grumthar. I do not like this place at all.
Brom would he basically let out a like a kind of a cry, and he would dive down to where Bordak was, who was kind of closer to him, as if kind of to try to grab him by the hand before he disappears. Obviously, he'd be too late, but that's what, so maybe he would end up on the floor as the crack was closing or something.
Yeah, just ends up on the floor as the cracks finally close in.
And when they close up, he would like slam his fists onto the floor, and he would say, "This place is cursed." Then he would just like shake his head and start to get up.
You see Crag just kind of like sniff at the floor, wiggle his ears a little bit, looks back at you, and is like, visibly distressed.
Grom's gonna continue to shake his head while he scratches Craig's ears. And then he's gonna say,
Well, I figure this is the way to go. Down into the catacombs.
As you see Silent just riding on the back of the bear, she's like looking, and then she's kind of now looking fearfully at you, and her broken Orcish language starting to get a little bit better at it, trying to figure out the intricacies. Are we gonna disappear? And she says,
I hope not. Not if I can help it.
and as she looks around, looking at Cub, who seems kind of dazed right now currently, but it's like, should we keep going?
Grom's gonna nod.
We have to finish this.
And then he would search the corpse of the two fallen enemies, if they're still there.
Well, you see a pile of bones, and you do see, like, rusted plate metal. And, of course, the sword that it had. And the Banshee, however, has completely vanished and disappeared, leaving no trace of it behind.
Grom would pick up the sword, the rusted sword. Does it seem good enough to use?
It definitely seems good enough to use. It can do damage. And you saw it was able to do damage with it. It's just seen better days. So the damage that it does more than likely was from the essence that powered this particular creature made of bones.
Gotcha. So it's just like kind of an old, rusty, mundane sword, basically.
Correct.
Well, Grom is gonna strap it to his back. Does he see anything remarkable about it at all, or is it just an old, probably sword from a tomb or something?
Yeah, it's an old sword from a tomb, basically. Probably used, the way that it's rusted and pretty much besmirched with soot and dirt and seen better days. You probably can think that it's been here for quite a few years.
Is it a longsword, technically?
It is, actually. Yes, I think it was either that or two-handed. Let me see. What was it? Let me go back into this really quick. I didn't want to do that. Huh. Well, that's strange. Oh, there we go. I think it's that one. So, oh, interestingly enough, it's a scimitar.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, it's a scimitar.
Grom is going to strap it to his back. Let's see, I'm adding this to my thing here. Yeah, here we go.
Why are you grabbing that rusty thing? That seems silly. I'm sure there's better things down here than that. Then I will switch them out. I run low on spells, and the enemies keep getting bigger. Indeed. I don't know about you, but I could really use a little rest, and quite frankly, without that barbarian charging off, we could have had one before. What do you
Perhaps
think?
we should.
Take one. So we head back up to the opening room and use Cub's special hidey hole,
Yes,
at least for an hour.
I agree.
Silent stares, and she's like nodding quickly. Yes, we go back. And
So, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so no, you just see the drake just kind of fly over and land on her shoulder. Actually, it probably lands behind her on the bear's back right there.
What color is the drake?
It's a grayish skin, kind of a almost like a mix between gray and brown, kind of grayish brown. Yeah.
That rusty plate mail, is it like usable, or is it too rusty to be usable?
Oh yeah, that one would be probably a little bit too bent. Certain like slices into the actual armor already. It's been heavily used and damaged. Possibly what killed this creature when it's alive. But other than that, yeah, it wouldn't be usable.
Is there a shield?
No shield.
In that case, Grom would basically turn around and start to head back upstairs.
Come
Alrighty.
on, let's go.
Everybody silent and everybody just whisper follows behind you. Cub will follow. Let me see. And I guess Tarnik is following as well.
Yep.
All right. So,
If not in front.
as you are traveling back, Grom, you eventually, Tarnik, Grom, hit about, let's say about 20 feet in, where is the dark corridor that y'all are coming down into, and now it's an incline instead of a decline. You notice that now there is just wall there, complete wall, and it cuts you off from where you had originally entered from. No way to move forward.
Ugh! I'm just gonna slam his fists onto the wall.
What is this? Some kind of trick?
And silent as this is happening on the bear, she's like, "We're trapped. We're trapped."
I guess we have to go all the way through. Remember, this used to be a rite of passage. This was a whole testing place. Maybe the doors don't open again till we get to the other end.
Tarnik, roll me a history.
Right. 18 in total.
Oh wow, that's a pretty good roll. Let's see here. So, please in here. And really quick. Getting this really quick so I can.
Panic will go on and say, "Yeah, this is just like the rites I undertook back when I was younger." And he goes strangely quiet, looks down. Back when there were things to care about.
Rom is gonna say,
Well, lead the way. I guess either we rest here or we finish it now.
Finish. We rest here. Just set up the Cub's little special tent.
Yeah, and Cub will go ahead and do that, and see if I get this. Can it go through? No, okay, it does block. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can cast it within there. So you're gonna cast it within the y'all about 20 feet in, into this corridor. so that way nobody can see y'all. I was trying to read. How long does it last?
Probably until he leaves.
Okay.
So if you're taking a rest in there, it's always on. But yeah, I think we'd like to be up against that X entrance
Okay.
rather than further in. Just in case, just so we've got our backs to the wall.
All right. So with that history check, you would eventually start to remember that maybe you have heard a few things. And rumors and talk about the ruins of the dead, since it's pretty well known, the ruins across the area and in the valley of Kitaka. And you can swear that you remember something about a sacred stone, and not only of the god Grushnar, but you do remember that there were certain rituals and certain rites of passage, and most of them had to do before and after the catacombs. So this makes you think that perhaps the catacombs have been changed in some way, because the catacombs are mainly more for heroes that are put down to rest. And because of this history check, you can also roll me a religion check.
Religion. Oh, that's even better.
Oh, wow.
22.
So, because of what you've been seeing in the mist and the armor and sword that Grom was inspecting and moving around and seeing if it was good or not, you seem to remember possibly hearing some lore, because there were some symbols. There used to be 6 main shields of Grushnar, and you see that there was also, or you remember that there used to be the last shaman, or the last chieftain of this city was Dorgath. And remembering that some of them used certain symbols on their armor, that perhaps these are the ones that are being called out from. But putting it all together, you think that there's some sort of mirror, as not a mirror, but a cage of sorts, that these spirits are actually being caged somehow and reused, and they're trapped in a loop as you are resting and thinking about all this.
That tie in with the black box and the pillars and the pits and the shadowy figure and young female orc?
Yes, in a way, it's pretty much just tied to the whole entire area of what's going on with the mist, and possibly even with Korgath, the person that behind all this, the necromancer. He's perhaps forcing this to happen, and because of whatever curse he did is making him go in a loop. So technically, for Tarnix, the way that he's thinking about as he's resting in his mind, he's starting to put pieces of it together. Perhaps these people don't even know that they're fighting for the wrong person. They only know that they need to protect. And that's what he would be able to put together with those roles in his mind.
Lovely.
All right. And for the most part, I guess y'all will stay here for as long as y'all can, or y'all just trying to rest for just a short rest, or...
Well, I know I get a couple of little things back on a short rest, but I think a long rest would benefit the whole group much better.
We should probably try to do a long rest if we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very hesitant as Tarnik to take a long rest inside a catacomb.
Well, then Silent will keep a watch first with her Drake, because she doesn't need too much, since she's an elf and can meditate. Maybe the bear might... why did I say keep shrinking? The bear will also probably lay down as much as he can within the little area, because he doesn't want to be out there by himself either. He goes by Grom and tries to curl up next to Grom, probably sitting down on his rump and like almost sitting like a person does, and kind of his back against the wall, his big old head, he kind of shakes, and then yeah, he's kind of like sitting by Grom, almost like between his legs.
Grom would pat him on the head and then lay down in that torch that's kind of over there, that's lit. He's gonna just kind of look at that, watch the fire, and try to drift off to sleep. Probably feeling quite unsettled about this whole situation.
And you see Silent just like... she's pretty stiff. She's looking about, and she's looking at the Drake, pets the Drake, but she definitely has her crossbow at the ready, wide-eyed looking out into past the border of the tint here. Magical tint that's around you. And she looks over at both of you and says, I will let you know if something comes.
Grom is gonna say to her,
Very good. Good work.
and then he's gonna wink at her.
And she'll smile and goes back to looking out, holds her crossbow very tightly. And with that, I will have you or Grom, Tarnik or Grom, whoever wants to, roll me a d20.
I'll roll a d20.
You go, Grom. You haven't
All
rolled
right.
for a while.
Here we go.
Oh,
A 3.
3. Oh, okay. All right. So it's Tarnik. Your eyes are weary and tired and have that burning, tired sense to them. You finally shut them, and your body loves that feeling as the rest of your eyes just start spreading through your body. Grom, you yourself are dozing off, your eyes closing, and you just let it, and you feel like the world kind of shift and move as you are starting to breathe heavy, falling into that delicious REM sleep. Your body's relaxing. Your brain's starting to give that sense of paralyzation as you're going into deep sleep. And then you hear a voice as you are so tired. The battles have been tough. But the voice of silence somewhere in the background. You hear your name, Grom, Grom, as you feel it to be like a dream. But eventually her voice is insistent and starts pulling you forward. And finally, you snap your eyes open as Silent is right in front of you. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Hey, Cut.
Yep.
We're currently in your invisible tent within the catacombs. as Bordak and Grumthar have vanished into the ground and leaving everybody that's currently in the map.
Okay.
But everybody's taking a long rest. And Thylin right now, her face is right in front of you, Grom, looking at you with big, bright eyes that are fear-filled.
So we're taking a long rest.
Yes. Currently in the process of taking a long rest.
Okay.
Grum's gonna sit up very quickly.
And she
What's going on?
She quickly puts a finger to your mouth. Shh. And then she points over to the outside. And as she points over to the outside, around this area right here, you could swear as you looked that way, there was some sort of flicker of a dark shadow. And then all of a sudden, it's not there right now. And she says, "There's something out there."
Grum is gonna. Where's the border? Well, he doesn't want to go past the border of our tent, like our magical area, but he would want to go right up to the edge of it and kind of look around.
Say, since it's sturdy, I'd say
30 spaces, yes.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I would say right at the edge of where that threshold is between the torch and the corner of the other side of the wall right there. So let me see if I can you see this ruler? Oh, well, not right there.
Yeah.
There we go, right there.
Okay. So Grum would take a step forward. I'm assuming Cub is on the ground sleeping there.
Yeah.
So he would kind of like look around, not going out of the thing, but just kind of taking a quick look around, see if he could see or hear anything.
All right. And as you are looking around, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
We still get the advantage at this point, or are we not getting that now?
You know what? Yeah, I think y'all still have the advantage. Yeah, y'all haven't gone through a whole day yet. You're in the middle of resting.
Got to the
17.
+4 for tonic in there as well.
Oh, so it'd be a 21 then. 21.
21. Nice. So, you feel as if there's something that pushes into your mind, trying to grab at memories. Feel like the fingers over your brain just trying to search, but you're able to push back on it. And you don't allow it to do that. Unless you do allow it, but for now, you're able to steel yourself against whatever it is that's crawling around, trying to search.
Does it feel kind of familiar? Is this like what the mist was doing?
Something similar, yes.
Does he see anything? Like, does he see a shadow or?
He doesn't see
footsteps?
anything currently. He just senses that feeling. And Silent will slowly walk up to you and grab your hand, and she says, "Grum, are you okay?"
He's just gonna kind of look at her and nod, and then put a finger up to his mouth, like to be quiet. And then he's just gonna kind of sit down into like a cross-legged, kind of lean against the wall there. And he's just gonna kind of stay there for a couple of minutes and see if he hears anything else or sees anything else.
And roll me a perception.
Uh-oh. Fumble.
You see absolutely nothing on the hallway.
He's gonna...
Perception check, right? I think
I'm
I
sure.
provide a bonus to that as
Yeah.
well. Will you double
Well,
check?
it was still a fumble.
Oh, you do have the advantage, though.
I have advantage on perception right now.
Yeah, because the blessing which should be advantage on. I thought it was for skills and saving throws, or did I just make it for saving throws?
I think it was just for saving throws, if I'm not mistaken. But I would accept it if I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you also get a +5 for the perception checks as well.
Oh wow.
Okay. So another perception check roll?
Yeah,
Is that
go
what-
ahead.
Okay.
I don't in my mind. I have. Oh wow. Well, 8.
8 + 5.
So 13.
Way better than a nat 1, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, the hallway still looks pretty normal to you.
Or guidance.
You're asleep.
Oh yeah, that's true. You are, unfortunately, asleep.
Well, if Grom doesn't hear anything after another couple minutes, he's just going to lean against that wall, and he's going to kind of whisper to Silent. Oh, my camera went out. Why'd my camera go out?
That's a strange thing to whisper.
I'll have to fix it in a minute. But he's going to say to Silent,
I think it's okay. Wake me up if you see anything else.
and then he'll just lean against the wall and go back to sleep.
And she's like, "Oh, okay." And she nods. And she'll like sit kind of next to you as she stares out, and then like she kind of picks up her feet, kind of like to her chest, like kind of curling into herself, but with her crossbow on top of her knees as she looks out wide-eyed and like leans her back against you.
So as soon as I close the door, I open it up again, and then I see Bear running up from out of the house. I thought he escaped.
Hey, Scully.
Let's see.
I'm back. All right.
Hola. All right. So, let me have a wisdom saving throw from both Tarnik and Cub.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. And that is with
27.
advantage currently.
Oh, that's with advantage.
Yeah, from the blessing.
Plus, you get a +4 cub as well.
Oh, okay. So that'd be 19 first one, but this one makes it 23.
Okay.
27 for Tarnik.
And then we do something since she's in there as well. Oh, yeah, she's gonna pass that. Now, that's interesting. All right, well then, eventually, Silent will also wake up Grom later on when Grom is fully rested, and she'll say, "Grom,
Yes.
I'm going to trance."
What did she say? I didn't
She
hear that
says,
last
"I'm going to trance."
Oh, okay. He says,
I will keep watch now.
And then she just kind of lays her back against you again, holding her crossbow on her knee still, and then eventually she just seems to just go into breathing. Her body doesn't seem to completely fall lax or anything, but you can tell that she's trancing.
I'm just
And-
gonna just kind of pat her on the shoulder, and then he's gonna spend the rest of his, like while he's there keeping watch, he's gonna kind of pull out from his bag his ledger where he was writing his one coin to bind them together, treatise on unified gold standard. He hasn't worked on that in a while. He's going to kind of pull it out and read over it, sort of as a calming thing while he's keeping watch and listening.
Okay.
And he's just going to wait until... So, there's no sun here, and I'm not quite sure. Grom has no idea how long he's been asleep. So I think he's going to just wait until Tarnik and Cub seem to kind of wake up naturally.
All right. So
And
I'll
to
say
take over a
because she
couple
let
hours.
you get the full 6 hours, that means they still have another. She did wake you up for a little bit, so I'd say another 2 hours or so would be good. So while 2 hours are passing by, I'm gonna have you roll me one more wisdom check, and this time without the advantage, because now you are awake.
Uh-oh. No advantage on this one.
But a +4.
I did get a +4. So it'll be 11.
Okay. So with that, so you are there watching as this torch seems to, you notice, not burn away. It seems to just keep burning and burning, but it's staying at the same pretty much level that has been. It's not burning the stick, not burning the whatever you call it, the little rag around it. But you start to think maybe this is magical. And then as you're sitting there, you start hearing voices. But you can't quite understand them. They seem to be speaking in Orcish, and they've been echoing from some sort of unseen chambers. And they seem never to say full sentences, only fragments. And because you've been around orcs, you catch little things here and there. Sometimes they say betrayed. Sometimes you hear something that says, return the blade. Then you hear something that's pretty unmistakable. Sound of dragging axe across stone. And then you even imagine something like ragged breathing right next to you all of a sudden, like some sort of sharp inhale near your ear, followed by silence. It's like, and then it disappears. And you know it's not wind, but it's pretty close. And then you hear
He's
like...
gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Well, I was gonna say he's gonna draw that scimitar out, because when he hears a return the sword, he's pretty certain that that's probably what they're talking about. But he's gonna kind of take it out and look at it.
Okay.
He's pretty sure that these are like mind games. But he's gonna kind of look at it very closely, see if he sees any markings or if there's any sign that that's what the voice is talking about, or anything like that.
As you are looking at the swords, or the blade's edges, you can still tell that it's quite rusted, and some of the rust is maybe covering what other symbols or etchings it might have. But you can tell that the blade is also pretty dull, even though it was doing quite amount of damage. So that's what you're seeing currently. And then let me have you roll a d6 as you are looking into this.
Right, here we go. Oh, it's a 1.
Oh, oh Lord, okay. You are looking, you can see like something was in the rust that seems like some sort of etching. You would have to clear it off with your fingers. But as you're doing this, you start to hear scratching from inside the walls. Everybody else is still asleep, but these sound like nails or claws that are dragging against the stone. not rhythmic, but frantic, as if something wants out. They're just clawing, scratching. They're like, you can hear it. And then, barely audible, somewhere further down the catacombs, you hear a low chant. Perhaps like some sort of funeral hymn sung backwards. But you still can't understand it because it's an orc. Then you can almost imagine that down the hall, as this kind of drags your gaze down the hall, you see Silent. You see Silent, and all of a sudden, she's not by you, but you see Silent bound in ghostly chains, reaching out in silence. Her mouth moves, but no sounds comes out. And then she fades into mist. Then, as this happens, you start to feel warmth, like some sort of heat, and you start to smell the stench of burning flesh. And you start to feel your heart start thumping against your chest as this is happening. And roll me a what is it, the check that you would do. Let me see. The
Medicine check?
I think it's the checks that you have if you start feeling psychological. Oh yeah, so it's the smell of burning flesh. It's a sensory trigger. It's a Constitution saving throw of DC 12.
Okay, here we go. Constitution saving throw. Here we go. Okay. I made a 12 exactly. And I guess if I would get to add the 4 from Tarnik, it would be a 16.
You feel like this heart thumping as if you're going to panic, but you are able to control yourself. And then
So
you are going to, for this particular one, you're going to also roll me because you see Silent. Go ahead and roll me a DC wisdom saving throw for, this is going to be a little bit harder because you see her kind of disappear into a wisp of mist. Roll me with a DC 18 wisdom saving throw.
all right, here we go. Oh, actually, I got it.
Nice. With that, you are able to see that Silent is indeed still within the borders of this. She appears still in trance next to you. And that's what
He's
do.
He's gonna sing a little to himself. He's gonna sing a very quiet little tune. In fact, I'll tell you what the words are here. He's gonna sing a little tune. It's gonna sound like let me see the right thing here. I'll paste it. I'm not gonna like sing it, but I'm gonna paste it in the chat here.
We're not gonna hear the vocal chords, huh?
No. He's gonna sing this almost kind of like a quiet prayer kind of thing, and then he's gonna lay the scimitar down. And he's actually singing it in this other language that's like kind of like a gypsy tongue.
Okay.
So the ones that are not written in English, those are actually the words he's saying, but there's the meanings of those words there. But he's gonna lay the scimitar down and then kind of slide it out into the hallway as if to like metaphorically give it back to the spirits.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So you see the sword. It slides forward and it just lingers there. And then you hear some sort of, almost like a laugh, kind of like a laugh that being kind of an aggressive laugh toward you. And you hear your word spoken by some females like, "Oh, Grom. Grom never faces your fears."
Does he recognize his voice?
It does seem pretty familiar.
Is it a female or a male voice?
Yes, female.
Is it Araya?
Sorry, Araya. Who was this again? Probably not her.
Is that her speaking, or are we talking about out again?
I was saying out of game. Who did what was the name?
Araya was, or maybe it was Araya, or the girl who he met when he died. I'm actually.
Oh
sure
no, no, Arya.
Arya. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Does
not.
this sound like the orc girl they talked to, the son of, or the daughter of Ganache?
No. But it sounds familiar to you. It's just because you probably haven't heard it in some time. And then you see some sort of shadow figure off in the distance. But it's in the form of a minotaur. Says,
I'm gonna kind of rub his eyes.
and then it says, "What are you doing now, brother? Coward."
He's gonna actually be very stunned, and he's just gonna like watch. I think at this point he thinks completely that his mind is playing tricks on him, but he's gonna see if he could recognize this person at all.
Roll me a
She just
perception.
called
It'll be
him
probably pretty high, just because it's still kind of lingering in the shadows.
Gotcha. Okay. Not very high.
Can't make out, but it says, "Oh, so how is the god of gold doing now, brother? Traitor, weakling."
He's gonna like stand up. He's gonna kind of like, gently lay silent. Now on the map here, like what position would this figure be relative to Grom?
Let's go ahead and ping this right here. If you can see that ping.
Oh yes, I do see it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of there in the shadows where that pile of bones used to be, but the light's not reaching too much right there. Right just at the point where the light barely hits. And maybe even light is hitting, but you can tell that it's still in the shadows.
I'm just gonna take a step forward.
Outside of the border?
Yeah, outside of the border.
Okay.
And then he's gonna kind of slowly walk that way. Just kind of like looking at the figure, and at this point I think he still thinks it's a figment of his imagination.
Okay.
But then he's gonna say kind of quietly, really to himself, because actually he thinks this is in his mind. He's gonna say,
Why are you calling me coward? What have I done that is cowardly?
and he's gonna take another step. He's like looking.
You followed in the father's footsteps. The great Krog, Ezek. Because of gold, trading, bartering.
From here where he's closer, does he get any better look at the figure?
Yes, as
Or have any-
the shadows pull back, you can see that it's so there's names that you had for siblings, and this one would be Draza Ezek. Draza Ezek is the oldest sister.
Okay.
And you see her standing, but she looks different from when you remember. But she's
Yeah,
looking
because
at
it's been several years probably since he's seen her.
But she looks at you. And she looks pretty formidable currently. And she'll say... Making fresh coffee. Okay, cool. And she'll say, "So, brother, have you succeeded? Have you made this god of gold a power that you can wield?" And she smiles.
He's gonna ask,
Are you real? Or is this my imagination? A trick of this cursed place, playing with my mind?
Says, "I'm here to make your dreams come true. You wanted to be a great name with the power of gold to be able to make things happen. I can give you that, brother. You turned against us, turned away from us, left us. You left the black horns. But now I see." And says, "Do you wish for this power?"
he's okay. So, at this point, I think he's probably kind of thinking that he is actually talking to her, and maybe she's magically projecting herself or something. He doesn't know how she'd be here. So maybe it's like a magic projection. So he would say, kind of a little louder now. He would say,
I do plan to take this power. It is not a matter of want. It is a matter of my destiny. I will not fail.
And you see her step out of the shadows, and you can see that there's something wrong with her face and her body. It seems pieces that you remember, but as if something is trying to put together a memory of this person. She walks forward. It is her, but yet not at the same time. She says, "Then join me, brother, and I will give you all the gold and the stature that you require in this world."
You know one of the Pokemon cards?
for a minute, William, I thought that was you.
I know my voice changed.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's a different voice. He's going to listen to that last thing she said. And let me see here. I'm gonna make a little check to see something. Kind of what direction he's leaning in here. Okay. He is going to kind of turn away from her, like turn away to the side.
Okay.
And he is going to think for a moment, and then he is going to say,
I don't know why you are here, but I do not need you to give me the gold. I will create this wealth on my own. And I especially,
and he kind of turns back toward her. He's going to say,
I especially wouldn't accept it from you, who calls me coward. You may be my sister, or maybe a figment of my imagination. But haunt me no more, demon.
And she looks over and she says, You are a coward. Can't even defend your friends, your family, no one. And all of a sudden you see the shape of, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, I think. Pagoda, right? Pagoda or Bakorda?
Yeah.
You see the shape of Pagoda appear there, but she is standing, but in her arms she's holding her head. And this figure completely transforms into this visage, and her eyes snap open and look at Grom right in his gaze. What does Grom do?
This will unsettle Grom. He's gonna gasp and I think stumble back into the wall and like trying to get away from her. And he's like,
You, it is not. This, you are not real. Begone from me, foul demon.
And she says, "Why did you leave me? Why did you leave my body? You didn't help me. You let them. You let them."
he's gonna kind of turn his head and look down and he's gonna say,
You are already gone.
I'm not gone, Grom. I'm here. I am here. Don't you remember the songs? Don't you remember we were supposed to drink and then leave? But then you left me there. Alone. You're going to do the same with Silent now, aren't you? She's already giving her soul for you. She's already gonna burn in the hells. And you're gonna be here, living your life with your luxurious gold. Is that all you care about? And then you see it vanish and disappear.
he's gonna kind of let out his breath that he's been holding in fear, and he just kind of like looks. He kind of like looks up and down the tunnel as if to see if he sees any more signs of these visions. And then I would say he's gonna kind of like rub his eyes and then kind of breathe heavily and lean up against the wall, like kind of like tired and just like catching his breath, obviously very shaken up. And then he kind of mumbled to himself,
It's just a vision. Just a vision. These catacombs play with your mind.
And now this is going to be a pretty high DC because before you went to sleep, you had no memory of this. And all of a sudden, your brain is trying to figure out what's going on. It seems that something is playing with your mind. But with all this, you have the full recollection and memory of what has happened. Roll me a DC 25 wisdom save.
"Oh, so maybe 18, and I think if I'm close enough to get Tarnik's thing, that would put me at a 22.
Not quite 25.
Nope.
So since you're the only one that failed the wisdom saving throw out everybody else, fortunately, this is a pretty tough, pretty hard hit here.
Uh-oh.
You take 33 psychic damage.
Uh-oh. That'll put him down.
Oh no. This might be the end of Grom. Hopefully he makes his death saves because everybody else is still asleep.
Would this be painful, or would it just hit him fast and he falls over kind of thing? Like, would it be
Yeah, it would hit
painful and
him. It would hit him fast just because of the the
gotcha.
strain and because something is playing with his mind. Unfortunately, you're the only one who failed the wisdom.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to do 3 death saving throws since everybody's still asleep.
Uh-oh.
And the only thing that I could say is that Silent's usually aware because she's a trance person.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead and roll me the 3 death saving throws.
All right, here we go. Here's Here's throw number 1. Actually, let me make my... Took 33 damage. Okay, there we go. Now, here we go. Death saves. Here's the first one. Oh, I got a crit.
Oh, nice. So
So that fills it up 2, I think, is what
right?
that does.
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
I think. Oh, it says? No, it says I'm at 1. Well, on my sheet, it says 1 hit point, but usually I think that just means I get 2 wins, I think.
Yeah. So you got a 1 hit point. So you make it. So you're just on the ground.
Am I unconscious? Is he unconscious?
Yeah, you're just unconscious on the ground
so-
with 1 hit point.
Everything goes black.
But from the long rest, you still have all the other stuff that would be from a long rest, as far as spells or anything like that. As far as everybody else is concerned, though, Cub and Tarnik, y'all start waking up, and y'all have a full long rest now.
Yay.
Silent will start waking from her trance. And at that point, she'll look around and notice that Grom is missing, and she'll look over at Cub. It's like, Grom is gone.
It's like, why is it that? As I'm waking up, I'm like, why is it that when we're resting, we always have the one person that wants to venture out? Can't they just stay in the circle?
And Silent will say, I don't know. And she'll like run out, and she'll say, I found him.
Like, well, bring him over here.
She'll look over at Tarnik. It's like, he's too heavy.
I'm just gonna go. Well,
What is that? Is that a mouth tractor?
Is Grom still unconscious?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Tarnik, are you here, Tarnik? Or if you are, I think you're muted.
Sorry. I've been talking away for a little bit.
Oh,
I put myself on mute earlier when I was making coffee. Tarnik will sort of ask Crad to come along and say, come on, we're going to pick up this lazy bull again. It's fallen down. Seems to be a repeating habit of this guy.
okay. They walk that way. And what was Cub doing while this is happening? Let's crack.
I'm just gonna stay and be like, can you guys go get him and bring him back in here? I swear. I make a nice safe tent so that way no enemies can see us, and you all want to disobey and venture outside the zone field. Next time someone...
Do you know what being on watch means, Cub?
That's why I created this field.
You have
that
to
was-
leave the area so you can go and find where the next threat could come from. You have to scout around during your watch. You don't just sit in your tent and go, hoo, I'm all safe. No, you have to make sure you're safe. And that's what being on watch means. Getting out of the area and having a look around.
So that way you don't get seen.
And we don't know what's happened to him. He could have
Silent is
just
like,
not seen something and fallen over. I mean, he's a stupid bull after all.
Silent nods her head.
We agree at this point at one about that he is a stupid fool.
Silent like keeps nodding. He likes to get killed a lot.
Yeah. He does, child.
But anyway, the bear brings him. The bear brings him up back.
I can't see anything around us just now, so we should be right inside your tent for the minute.
Where did I not get my foot stuck on this?
Sorry. My nephew just stepped on a mouse trap.
Oh,
God.
No, it's a glue trap of him.
Oh.
And it's one of those really strong glues, so I was like trying to pull off the sock out of those strong. It's like gorilla glue.
Oh, jeez.
It's like
I think you need a new sock.
It's like super glued to this, like having super glue to your skin type of thing. So I'm trying to pull that apart without, yeah. Anyways, but I'm just gonna like grumble or like more likely just stay in the circle and just like keep like mumbling over like it's like this group that I'm traveling with are just a bunch of idiots and stuff. Like we cannot just be here in peace, in silence and everything.
I don't think you understand the situation, Cub.
Yeah.
Silent will poke at Grom.
Anyway, is that bull going to be right to travel, or is he just going to be lying there for a while?
Silent says, I will try to heal. Let's see. She will. So that way Cub can save spells. Do her strongest one. Oh, sorry. That rolled twice. But anyway, it's supposed to be 27 healing.
Nice.
And she says,
27.
Cub. I mean, not Cub, but she'll say, Grom.
Ugh. He's gonna sit up like with a start, looking around in kind of a panicked manner, and he's gonna hold his head. He's gonna say,
It's messing with my mind. Everyone be careful.
It's
Don't let it into your thoughts.
like, okay. It's just, and she gives you a hug. I'm glad you're okay.
he's gonna pat her on the head.
Thanks, little thing.
And she kind of giggles, and the Drake comes over. It's like just flies around and says, just kind of lands around by the bear. The bear's like, Bear looks at you and gives you a lick on the face.
Ram is gonna say,
We should finish this.
Yeah,
To
Craig
Tarnik.
stands next to Tarnik, just looking out.
but Grom pretty much would walk up to, kind of walk up to Tarnik and Cub. I mean, kind of just showing that he's ready to roll and finish this mission. He seems to be in kind of a hurry to be out of these catacombs. I would say that Tarnik and Cub, if you pay pretty close attention, you'd see that Grom looks quite uneasy. His hands trembling a bit. Kind of, he's staring off into space, acting a little shifty.
What happened? Why'd you end up on the ground unconscious?
I saw a vision.
Did the roof cave in on you?
It felt like it for a minute. I woke up, silent healing me.
And he just kind of shakes his head and doesn't say anything else, which, maybe that seems a little strange. Maybe for Grom, he's not talking very much.
While Silent's doing the healing, can I go and do him? I'm gonna go up to him and I'm like, Grom, I'm gonna need you to stay still while I inspect your body and everything. just a standard procedure of medicine.
Just nods.
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You seem to notice there's nothing wrong with this body. It's just mainly the mental stress. So
He detects Grom's high cholesterol level.
yeah.
Like your blood pressure is 189 out of 270.
Oh god. Your heart explodes.
I'm just kidding.
Am I in danger, Doc?
It's like, as I'm looking, I was like, I grab your tongue, I'm pulling it, I'm like looking at it, it's like, nothing out of the ordinary or so. Don't know how you sustain horrible damage like that. Must be more on a psychedelic effect.
Silent kind of giggles as you pull his tongue.
He would just kind of remain silent as if he's deep in thought. Just kind of nod at you, Cub, in a distracted sort of fashion.
It's like, are you back to full health or no?
Yes, I am ready to finish the mission.
Alright, good. Well, I normally wouldn't recommend you getting into a fight, but knowing that this situation, we're gonna have to need your powers of persuasion. So I would at least recommend you stay in the back.
He kind of nods, and then he pulls out his viol and says,
I shall support the fighters. Let's get this done.
Tarnik turns to
them?
Carbon. Tarnik turns to Carbon and says, You
Ooh.
stay in the back with him. Silent and her pet will come in between us, and Crag and I walk down the front. But in front of us, I want that little cat scouting out the area. Where's that little thing gone?
I was like, alright, then fine then. I go and I whisper to Tico, who's right next to me, who's like practically back on my shoulder again. Or so I'm like, I whispered it to Tico so that way I can give it the signal to scout ahead of us for us.
So there's a path left and right. Just see which one keeps going down and see which one looks like it just ends.
So yes, I'll have Tico go over this way.
Okay. And you're scouting the area.
Yeah, I'm having Tico, so I'm only moving my character so that way I can see the directional path as Tico.
Okay. I gotta move Silent in there. Oh my gosh.
I'm not actually
Sorry.
moving. I'm not actually going. I'm just going as in the pathway, you know.
Okay. Sounds good.
So like my character's saying
Just
where
figured.
it's at, or I'm just making it so that way. Oh no, I got him stuck.
Dynamic lighting.
Yeah, I'm only using him as the dynamic lighting
Okay.
for that way Tico can make the path itself.
All right. Sounds good. Well, here's what I'll do. Let me see. I think I can give him dynamic lighting. Let me see. What's this vision?
Let me check. Tico, where are you? Extra.
There we go. He should have some vision right now.
Passive perception is 13.
But as far as vision, probably doesn't say. So I'm gonna
They
put
probably
this.
have normal, or I guess it's like they probably have.
Give him your dark vision.
Probably if you're looking
Yeah.
through your eyes, right? So it's using your vision, then correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can see through his eyes.
Okay. So that we'll just do that then. I'm gonna put it for all players so I can Yeah, there we go. So we can see on the screen as well. Alrighty then. So you're going up ahead, and
Tickle is. I'm
yeah,
saying.
or Tickle is going up ahead. But as it's going up ahead, definitely these catacombs have different tombs, pretty much to the left and right. Cobwebs in the corners, and currently that's what you see right now. Pretty much that tunnel, pretty empty aside from what you see there, what I explained.
Yeah. So how far is that? Basically 100 feet away from me, or no?
No, that's like the squares. Yeah, it's like the whatever the squares are is what it should be for what it is in here. So each square should be 5 feet. So yeah.
Are we able to see if there's like a worn path going down one corridor or the other?
You can roll
That we
me an
can indicate.
investigation or survival for that one.
Go survival. Just because I've got a +1. Oh! So close. Rolled off the 20.
Oh man.
So, 15.
So it's 15, but y'all waiting for the familiar to go forward, right? Y'all just staying here currently?
Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's something in front of Tarnik there.
You can't really tell anything. Everything seems pretty much the same. Seems to be no way to tell if there was like a track one way or the other. There's just not enough, I guess, be it dust or whatever in here, dirt and such, to be able to tell. Everything seems pretty equal.
Yep.
Yeah, so far, yeah, that's all you're seeing currently. Just more tombs upon tombs, cobwebs, maybe a skull here and there from one of a broken tomb.
But does that corridor that Teagle's taken, does that go down? Is it like on a decline?
No, not on a decline. It's pretty, everything here is pretty much more leveled now. The only incline or decline was the one that y'all came from, coming down.
Yeah. So about so far, I guess, with my range from him. Okay, so it's about 90 feet right now that we're away.
Yeah, so that you would see this tomb here, and though it's not completely square, you would see like the tomb and has like the ching of a orc warrior, and on that you would see.
So while Tikal is doing that, I'm just gonna be like, guys, from the path that I sent Tikal down, it seems to me more of a dead end where there is a coffin or a grave. So we know that this is gonna be a dead end, so we can't take this path.
See and make sure on that. Okay, just making
Back,
sure.
guys.
All right. Cool. Okay. The only thing you see is that tomb with the warrior pretty much carved on the top, and you can see what seems to be like war wolves with teeth bared. That seems to be a symbol on his sword. But nothing else down this path that you can at least tell.
So it's a tomb with a sword in it. Is this a magical sword by any chance or so?
No. It's the etching on the whatever you call those when you see the tomb and they got the carving of the person laying down. I'm not sure what the actual specific name of it is.
Oh, tombstone?
I do what now?
A tombstone or something?
Yeah, like the tombstone, but yeah, it's just the carving on top of the actual, I guess, tomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just like, all right, well, guys, the area that Tico went is more of a dead end. There is another grave here with a carving and all that. So let's not take this path that I said to go down.
What's on the carving?
Give me 1 second. I'll have him look at it.
Oh yeah, you didn't have to. Yeah, it's just basically that war wolf was the bared teeth. That's pretty much just a orc warrior laying down. That's how it's carved on top, with the sword having that symbol of a war wolf. Bared teeth.
Would Tarnik recognize that sort of description as anything?
He would, because of the history check you had made before. Yeah, you probably have heard that was one of the probably symbols that they used here in Gorkarn. When this ruins of the dead, when this city was around.
Yep, okay, I'm just adding my notes together. Keep going.
So, I guess we're gonna have to take the other path. See if maybe have him backtrack and see if there was another. Okay, no, there wasn't.
Usually, when these are set up as a rites of passage, there's usually like a number of tests. So, yeah, maybe we'll have to come back here. Test our mettle against the werewolf.
Silent nods. She gets her crossbow ready.
It's like, alright, well then I'll go ahead and I'll send him out on the further area and see what we have from here on this path.
All right. That's the
Get
bear.
to-
Bear just looks at him. As he walks back the other way.
Like, no, don't go there. Just the bear.
And another tomb, again, with another etching of another orc warrior. Same style of symbol on his weapon. This time it's a battle axe, but it has the war wolf on it, growling. And this one almost seems to be sort of in a battle of... locked in battle with itself, in a sense. Weird to describe. It seems to be a mirror of them etched together. It's the same wolf, but seems to be fighting itself. One wears a crown, the other a broken chain.
Seems there's a lot of... There's some very historical lore about this place that I'm not so keen, but curious to know what happened.
These are the halls of heroes. Orcs for generations have been buried here. Honored. And this necromancer has corrupted this place. This was once a great place of honor. And is now just...
A hall of
Can't think of the
idiots.
right words.
I'm like, alright, so a hall of idiots.
I wouldn't say that out loud in here if I were you.
I will do my best.
But that's a serious thing, like that. In this hall, in this catacomb,
You would, as y'all finish speaking, y'all do hear like whispers almost that says, "My blood before shame, my name before silence." And then it goes quiet again.
I'm gonna be like, shh. Shh. Mommy and Daddy are talking, okay? We don't need inside voices here.
And at that point, you do see like the spider webs kind of move, even though there's no air.
I feel like where Tico's going, this might be the correct path that we'll have to take. So we'll have to cross. Wait, where's my ruler? So I was like,
There's more than one corridor to take, is there?
So we're gonna have to take this corridor here. We're gonna pass a grave, which we'll pass a gravesite, which will catch up to him further down over.
Well, considering the other one just was a dead-end road, or dead-end corridor, yes, let's go down that way. More options we have, the better.
This will put us at 65 feet. Basically, I want to get it to at least like right here. So I guess I'll have to move him right here.
Okay. More of the same kind of tombs,
Yeah.
bearing the same symbols. Lots of them.
I was like, we're gonna come across another tomb, and then there's gonna be another grave, or that's just against the wall.
The familiar is physical, right? It's a pure, tangible body.
Familiar. Check. I think so. So you gain service of familiar. Your familiar acts independently to you, but obeys your command. It's a telepathic connection. Disappearance of familiar. When a familiar drops to 0 HP, it disappears. It reappears after you cast the spell again. Yeah. So yeah, it is tangible. It is a body, or it has its own physical body. That if it died.
Yeah, that's what I was reading here too now. Okay, so it is a full tangible body. All right.
Yeah, but if it dies, it dies. But I can always resummon it again anytime, or whenever I have that time for it. You know, since it's a ritual.
Okay, so right here, let me have him roll a dex check, DC 20.
Dexterity saving throw. You said Dex?
Yeah. 19. It was so close. So close. So as that happens right there, that particular area seems to have some sort of stone move, and it opens up like cracks with fiery blazes of reddish and green, sometimes purple, and shoots up. And at that point, for that particular one, does
No.
25 fire damage.
Oh no.
What? What's going on? What's oh no, Cub? What are you talking about?
Eagle's gone.
What do you mean he's gone?
Right
Fell
there.
down a hole?
Witness his death.
I'm summoned?
I just witnessed his death, you idiots. I can see what it.
Don't call me an idiot because I can't see something, you fool.
What happened?
This Cub's trying to kill himself.
Green.
Insulting me like that. Insulting the orcs in this place.
They're messing
Death
with
is
his mind.
coming for you, Cub. Pull it together.
Do not
Silent.
let them into your thoughts.
Silent just runs up, and she's like, Tico is gone? No. Poor Tico.
It's fine. If we take a break, I can resummon him again. It's just this four. It would be a new one, but it won't be.
Oh, get over it. You don't hear me crying about Shiv, do you? Come on. Pull yourself together. What exactly did you see?
I saw green flame or fire or actual flame just burn, and he just died right in front of me like that. Or not in front of me, but I witnessed the flame like that. Like I was there. Or you think
We're
I
in a
said I
trapped
was like,
place.
ow!
So that just confirms there are traps here. Silent, I think you're better at finding traps, aren't you?
She looks at you with a shaky voice. I can. Yes.
You're gonna have to be in front now.
Ooh.
Grom is gonna pat Cub on the shoulder and say, "There."
Grom,
I'm
you're
fine.
close enough to hear that. That means it is kind of a roll just because it's putting her in harm's way. So you could roll a wisdom once you realize.
Oh, that she might be going in danger.
Yeah.
Check. Gotcha. Okay, so that would be the unrelenting guilt one. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if she's in danger or harm, so it's a wisdom saving throw of 15. All right, here we go. So, it would only be a 12 with Tarnik's bonus, so he would fail it.
You want to guide it?
So he's gonna. Well, I don't know that you would have known that he was having this.
Yeah,
This
because it's
moment.
an inner kind of thing.
Yeah. So he's gonna kind of speak up hastily, as if he was distracted. Then suddenly he became aware. He was like,
I'm better at checking for traps. I'll go first.
and he's just gonna start walking down there.
Arnick will stop him. No. The elf goes first.
Then he's gonna say,
This would not be wise.
This is wiser than you going first. You're as blind as a bat, you silly bull.
Oh
I
yeah.
have a land.
Oh, you do have a lantern.
he's gonna pull out his lantern and light it, and then he's just gonna like turn and start walking, kind of abruptly.
Tarnick
And he's
pushes
just
the
gonna-
battle axe in his face and says, I said the elf goes first.
He's gonna kind of like look at Tarnik, kind of kind of get in a big pose and kind of say,
She would be in danger. I can't let her go first.
I
and
can.
you might get the sense that
And he pushes
Grom
her
is acting
forward.
a bit.
Pushes Silent
Tarnick
forward.
will push side. Yep.
Okay. Silent is like just
So,
gives a little bit of a oof. Moves forward.
So Grom is he's gonna react recklessly in an attempt to fix the situation as per the the unrelenting guilt. He's gonna kind of give like a snarl, and he's gonna kind of charge. Like when I say charge, I just mean like very quickly and forcefully kind of push himself like up to Tarnik and kind of push the axe out of the way. He's gonna get like right face to face with Tarnik, and he's gonna be like,
I said no.
Wish to die again. You are not
Kinda-
good at spotting traps, are you? She is better at spotting traps.
now, GM, in this conversation, so the unrelenting guilt is like triggered. Now, is there at any point here where Tarnik's
He has no
basically
he
logical?
believes. Yeah, no. His logic is that he's seen Silent's other abilities, and being out in the wild for so long, he's worked out that she's some sort of ranger. So
Yeah,
she
well,
knows how to spot things.
Well, I think
And,
she probably is better at trap
but he
finding.
has no. He currently has no concern for her life whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if GM, like the way that this curse would work, would Tarnik's arguments, which are logical arguments, would they have any effect on Grom's
I would say
willingness
that
or
Grom knows the logic of it, but at the same time, because of that unrelenting guilt that he feels, it just doesn't sway him in that sense. He puts that guilt, and especially now that the Purgada told him that.
accord?
Yeah, Purgada. He just, that guilt is what's driving him forward more than anything else aside from logic. He doesn't, even if Silent is good, there's always a chance that she's gonna get hurt and put her in harm. So logic kind of is there, but he doesn't care in that sense, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha. Is there any chance that Tarnik's like rationalizations can force another save or anything like that?
Unfortunately, not. Yeah, unfortunately, not. Not after that fails. It's usually until he can resolve the situation is what that's meant for.
Gotcha. Okay. So
it's just because of his, because the reason being is because of his time in the hells and all the pain that he felt is also pushed on him at that point, and that memory just hits hard when he imagined Silent now being also a part of that.
Okay, gotcha.
Just
So
gonna be like, since they're kind of like in a fight of like, guys, just stop with the whole squabble with her and detecting traps and everything. I can solve this very easily itself.
Grom's gonna look at the cub as if wondering what the solution is.
And after that, I'll go and I'll make a
Tarnik's
whistle.
doing the same.
I'll do a whistle and basically write down on the ground itself, or you'll basically the field, or right in front of me, you'll see like a field of flower, or like a little small flower field, and then you'll see basically Tico resurface instantly once again.
Did I literally just hear a meow?
Oh, he can. He doesn't need a rest. He can summon him right quick.
Yeah, there's no because it says casting time, 1 action, duration instantaneous. There's no time limit of how long it takes to recast it.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
So I was like,
Third
okay.
edition, you had to wait 8 hours before resummoning your thing, but in 5e they must have gotten rid of it.
Yeah, I think they have. Like with the Paladin Find stage, you can resummon it anytime, but it costs a spell slot.
Yeah.
So
Is that through the is that through the spell, or is that like a feature?
No, that's through the spell.
Huh.
It says this experience is a familiar. As a magic action, I can dismiss it. Alternately, if I dismiss it forever as a magic action, or whenever the familiar drops to 0 hit points or disappears into the pocket dimension, it leaves behind it in its space anything it was wearing or carrying. But pretty much, I mean, it just
What the heck? That's crazy. Okay.
It just resummons back, and I can resummon it as I can either resummon it back as the beast or a different familiar.
Huh.
But
That's
if I
crazy.
But if I recast it again, if I already have a familiar out, and if I redo it again, then I lose the first familiar, and I adopt a new one.
Huh.
So like if
Well,
I
that's
summon a
interesting.
spider
So,
and then I want an
alrighty.
owl, I lose the spider and I gain the owl.
Alrighty, well then everybody sees Tickle again.
Oh, great. Another cat to catch on fire.
Hey!
Grom would look at Tarnik and kind of say,
Then it's settled. Teakle goes first.
It's like I don't like the
That's
idea
right.
of, I don't like the idea that we have to use my cat familiars as trap.
It's a familiar. It's a magic tool.
It provides
Superman.
support.
You don't see me crying about shit, do you? Like, seriously, it's a tool. Use it as a tool.
You
Yes,
can always
tool for
resummon it.
Alright, so there was Tickle there. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna have it go right here, and I was like this, and I was like stay right there, and it was like we are good to go further from here until we run into Tico.
Silent will look at Grom and then she'll move forward slowly.
Barnacle will move very slowly and we'll be looking very closely at the coffin sarcophagus as they go past.
Yeah, you definitely
But he
see
won't-
that they are like warriors.
Won't touch. Yeah. He won't-
I think Grom would be keeping his focus on the ground. Like, since there was talk of traps, he doesn't want to step on one. And he would have his lantern out and would be watching the ground ahead of him.
So this sarcophagus, it's different to the other two, I'm guessing?
Yes, they're all, yeah. Well, I mean, they're all unique in their own way. So yeah, it's just different warriors, different weapons and such. Same, but yet different.
But are they the same? They're just they're still idiots. That was out of game wise.
Oh, that was out of game. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody can see Tickle.
So I'm gonna be like, okay, so around this part is where I had him venture forward, and then he stepped on the trap itself.
Actually, Grom, you are better at. You would be better at traps than Silent right now.
Really?
Yeah,
I
you
would
have her
give
beat by 1.
Oh, nice. What's the check for traps?
This investigation.
Nice. Okay. Should I roll an investigation as I'm walking along?
If you wish to go by Tickle, or yeah, if you can roll investigation wherever you want.
Yeah. So basically, I'd roll it like basically where Grom is going to be walking,
Okay.
because he doesn't want to step on a trap.
And
Like, I'll throw
yeah,
in
for every time that you roll an investigation, it's pretty much around 5 to 10 feet around you that you can investigate. And then if you wanted to investigate another area, you would have to move away from that 10 feet into the next 10 feet.
So
how
he's
that
following
works.
Teal.
take a guidance as well.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll another investigation, or I'm sorry, yeah, investigation. This time I'll add the guidance.
Nice.
So it's on that area I'm in right there, basically. So it'd be a 23, actually.
Oh wow, 23. So
Actually, you know what?
um,
Here, I have a better solution.
5, 10. So you're,
Investigation is intelligence, right?
yeah.
Investigation is intelligence, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's right there.
So I will, or after you check that, spot. Sorry, I'm gonna move her
Just
real quick.
close enough. I can.
I'll go up to you. I'm gonna go up to you, and then
So there's where the trap is.
I'm going to give you the. Who's the smartest creature?
Creature?
Problem is, oh, never mind. I know what
No,
you're saying.
animal creature.
What's the bear's intelligence?
Oh, the bear's intelligence is a. Do you mean in overall in the whole animal kingdom, Cub, or do you mean of the creatures
Overall,
here?
yeah. Overall in Animal Kingdom.
Would that be like the monkeys?
Alright, so then I'm gonna give you the intelligence of the apes. So
Nice.
now you have so basically enhance ability for your intelligence or for any investigation checks, you now gain advantages.
Ah, how long does it last?
For a whole hour.
Nice.
So
Okay, so
any skill checks that involves intelligence, you can roll advantage.
Grom is going to point to that square there, walk around, and he's going to say,
Don't step there. That's a trap.
and then
That's
he's
going to be
gonna-
interesting for the bear.
Oh, that's true, actually. I wonder if he would think about that. I'm going to roll and see if he would think about that. I'm going to roll a little intelligence check to see if he would think about that. Oh, he might think about that. He might say something like,
Silent, don't let Crag step on that.
And she's like, oh,
and then
okay.
if he saw that she got ahead, he'd be like, get behind me. He would almost say it kind of harshly.
And she like runs back, and she's like, stands right there, and she will wait for everybody to pass, and then she'll try to maneuver Craig there.
Okay, so now I'm going to make another investigation check, but this one will have advantage. Okay, here we go. Yeah, alright, here. Oh, not that great. It's an 8.
Oh. 8.
So, does he find any traps?
Looks pretty clear to you.
Well, then he's going to go like this. 5, 10, 15,
Right there, you
20.
stop. So, right here.
Oh, right there? Okay, okay.
Roll me a dex save right there.
Alright, here we go.
DC 20.
Uh-oh. Definitely didn't get a 20.
Oh. No, no.
As he's walking, he would kind of turn around and take a step backwards and be like,
Looks all clear here.
And that, from both sides here, for the most part. Where is my thing? Oh. Isn't this jump gate? I thought I had jump gate. What happened? Oh, I guess never mind then. But either way.
We're all clear, guys.
Oh, there it is. Does it work?
Even with you are making sure you got the advantage, right?
the advantage. I don't think I get an advantage anymore on the dex saving throws.
Okay, yeah, no. Not on dex saving throw. I'm just making sure that you're using it for your investigation checks.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
basically from this wall, you fire spreads, and then this wall fire spreads. Oh my god. Man, Grom. Alright, this is gonna hurt.
Oh, man.
You take 38 fire damage
He goes down.
as his fur is on fire. Everybody hears silent scream as the fire pretty much blasts into Tarnik as he turns around, and then the fire pretty much glows the entire catacombs here. Silent runs forward, not thinking about traps and stuff. Craig looks over and starts moving that way. depending on where y'all at. What are y'all doing?
I'm gonna, since I hear her screaming, I'm kind of gonna run, but also avoid that first trap that he says. I'm gonna see what happened.
Okay.
And I'm like, God, I was like, damn it, man.
Silent will immediately try to cast a heal spell on him.
It's like, well, I'll go. I was like, wait. I was like, don't heal him yet.
And she'll
Like,
stop.
don't heal him yet.
She'll stop. Looks up. He's hit.
It's like, I know that. But first things first. Stabilize, then you heal. So first things first, we get him out, or so let's pull him out of the trap.
She'll try to pull and...
And I'm gonna assist with that.
Okay. Y'all pull him about right here.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'll where is it? I was like, I think I still have it. Don't I still have it? Yes, I do. Oh yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'll start the spare to dying process. As I'm going to like, a soul that dwells here, return to the body and reanimate.
So,
I
well,
don't
he's...
think you know what your spells are. And Tarnik pushes past and pushes Silent forward.
pushes her
Come
forward.
on. Yeah.
See.
Pushes her past the next trap and
First of all, well, the trap is there. They pulled Grom
yeah.
out. It's not. So, are you gonna push her past the triggering trap again?
No.
Is it triggered gone off?
Yeah, they moved Grom's body off of it. So I would say that, yeah, y'all wouldn't know, but that moving Grom's body off of that right now, you don't know. I don't think you would have seen where the trap was.
No, that's why he's pushing Silent forward.
Okay. Silent goes forward and trips the trap again.
Oh, I thought she would have at least tried to undo it or say that there's one there. Didn't she see him go down?
Yeah, but if you're pushing, though, she's going to try to... I mean, she would have not made it anyway.
I'm like Tarnik, you blundering idiot.
She takes 33 damage. And, she falls forward in the fire and starts like trying to roll around and put it out. And she screams and pats it out, and then like crawls up against the wall over here. And she like the fire finally gets pulled out, and then it lights up again, the entire thing, and she's like. Just screams for the fire, and she uses her spell to heal herself.
Tarnik will back up 5 feet and push Cub in the face, just one hand straight in his face, and he'll run forward and jump over the 5 feet
Okay.
area that the trap's in.
And as you do that, yeah, it pretty much heals her. She's eases some of it, not fully healed, but as you jump forward and get onto the other side. Silent looks up scared at Tarnik, and at that point you see the bear moves over this trap over here, sets that trap off. And so the bear, you see the fire shoot up at the bear. The bear is going to take 32 damage.
Uh-oh. So he is... Let me see here. He's still up, but he doesn't have very much.
He runs forwards and like pushes like the Drake and Cub out of the way and just it's like stops right there. And Cub, you can tell that he's about to head into the other trap as he's running.
So I'm gonna instant. No, wait. I think that's a time limit for that too. I think that's a time limit, so I won't be able to make it to cast it. Let me see. Casting time, 1 action. Okay, no, I guess it's instantly. It just lasts for 10 minutes. For the duration. So I'll go ahead and I'll end up casting Speak with Animal.
Okay.
And as soon as I do that instantly, I go to the bear. Or I'll say to the bear, I was like, Craig, stop!
Craig would stop, like, and it's like, burn,
It's like,
fire, burn.
It's like, do not be a blundering idiot like that orc of justice over there, who just decides to go ahead and throw life into flames of hell, of damnation.
He just looks at you
Yes.
very confused and it's like, pain, fire.
Stay where you are at. I will take care of the flames. And I will take care of your wounds.
I'm gonna do it.
It's like, well, it's like, well, stay. Let me treat your master first. And then I will treat you.
He like grumbles.
I'll go. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out the 2nd level spell. And I'll go basically as Grom is still on the ground with 0, I touch his forehead and basically, or one hand on his forehead and the other hand I'll like drape it around, or like I'm scanning through his body, or like caressing the body, or like caressing the body to like get to activate the spell itself. I'm doing cure wounds at 2nd level.
Okay. Well, hey. There you go.
While I'm doing that, I was like, when it comes to pain, it's better to give than to receive.
Okay.
Then I'll go up to the bear. And I'll do the same thing for him as well.
Nice. He's back to full. Or no, he's a little less than full, but still. If Grom wakes up, he's gonna be like,
Oh, watch out, there's a trap.
he like looks around.
I missed one.
You'll notice that Silent is on the other side of the trap right now with some scorched hair and burnt clothing, and Tarnik standing on the other side of her.
Grom would stand up and go around the trap. And if Craig is right here, he'd be like,
Come on, old buddy. Don't step on that.
he's gonna try to lead.
You'll
Craig
notice
now.
that Craig is fully burnt, and you smell the stench of his burnt fur.
Why is everyone on fire? I warned you guys.
Fire, I'm not. I just witnessed all of you catch fire.
Is Grom able to kind of walk around the trap? Like
You
if he
can
goes
walk on
around
the
that?
very edge of it. On the very edge, yeah.
Okay. He's gonna try to lead Crag down there if that would be possible.
Okay. Are you gonna let him heal first, or just lead him?
Well, he would wait for the heal spell to be done first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whilst Cub is healing, Tarnik is looking at that trap set up, so he knows it's a pressure plate sort of trap based on the reactions of. And he's looking to see where the fire came from in the walls.
So, from what you can see, it seems like little nozzles are on the sides of the walls.
No worries. He will, as he moves forward, he is scanning the walls for those nozzles.
Okay. All right. Silent is just standing there waiting for Grom. And is Tarnik going to move forward or wait?
Yep, Tarnik will move forward.
Okay. Feel free to move him forward. And then, Cub, were you healing Craig?
Yes. And then once Craig is ready to move on and then avoid the trap, I will follow.
Okay. And how much do you heal him for?
I think it was 29.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, cool. All right. So I didn't hear that. Sorry. I thought it was Grom. All right, Craig. Cool.
I healed both Grom and Crag.
Damn, some good healing.
This looks
Roll
like a
me.
spot for another trap.
Yeah, Silent is now rolling to make sure, and then so everybody, if y'all three are looking for stuff, go ahead and roll me investigation. This one is just flying.
Oh, I rolled a critical.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So interesting. I would say, just for the sake of time, that you would be able to see.
That's fine. But then again, it would probably make sense for me because I've been focusing on healing our burn victims that are blundering orc. Just decided to.
It wasn't me. They walked into it themselves. They both had the choice to not walk on that step.
So that's what you would see.
It was push them forward. He didn't make them step on that step.
So that's all you. That's the traps that you would see. Everything that's marked in blue.
Oh, okay. So as we're kind of moving forward, Grom would, kind of grab Silent's shoulder and be like, "Are you okay?"
And she's like, yes, it hurt a lot. I heal myself.
You'd be like,
Be careful. You must try not to get hurt.
She'll step away from Tarnik.
Good girl.
Trying to get behind him so she doesn't get pushed again.
Tarnik, he's oblivious. He doesn't really care about this elf girl at all. So, but he's looking forward. He sees the nozzles. He sees the floor, and he steps back and then jumps over.
Grom is gonna help
To the
point
next
out
bit.
traps and things.
Yeah.
Try to, if we see that those are the traps, is it intuitive that we can avoid them if Grom points them out, kind of thing?
Yeah, because you see the pressure plates like that Tarnik is jumping over.
Okay, gotcha.
So once they're discovered at that, you would be able to see them pretty much.
Be able to move through without further danger, pretty much.
Yeah, because it's easy to jump over them. It's like when they're sneaky and you can't see them. That's the main problem.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know. Well, the problem was going to be the bear because they're so close together. He might actually set them off.
Yeah, Grom is gonna try to help the bear.
Even with
him,
help,
but-
you would have to probably roll a dex save DC 20 for each trap if you're going to pull him in there.
Interesting.
I have a easier.
A DC 20. He's gonna stop Greg. He's gonna be like,
I don't know that this is gonna work.
Yeah, because once his body steps over one, his body's going to start just getting into the other one.
I have a way that we can solve this.
Oh, what is that?
I go and I touch the bear, and I go small.
Oh, make him small.
I have the reduce spell, so I turn the. I have enlarge and reduce.
So how
So
big
I
would
need
the
it very small?
It's half his size,
Oh,
so probably
he'd
about
be
right here.
like the size of a big dog, maybe.
Yeah.
So at that point, Grom would pick him up and put him over his shoulders,
Okay.
kind of side plates. Would that reduce the, or would that eliminate the need for a dexterity save?
Yeah, that would eliminate it. Tarnik, since
So
you're
that's-
over here first, though, and with Silent, you would see this large casket or tomb here. Seems to be a little bit different than the other ones. This one has
I will
in
say that as
Orcish
soon as
is scribbled Dorgath.
You get over to those traps quickly.
Oh, sorry. Do what now?
Or as soon as I tell her, or as soon as I made the bear small, I tell him, it's like, you better get across those traps quickly. I can only hold it for a minute.
Oh, so Grom would hurry up then. and carry
Okay.
Across.
And Tarnik, you would remember reading this as being the last chieftain of this entire city. Not sure how he was the last, but possibly because of all this that's now unfolded here.
Yep. Oh, have I lost sound, have I?
Oh, do
Oh,
what
I
now?
can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, this is, I think this is, Gorgon. Jeez, I can't read my own writing here.
Let me grab this really quick, and I'll copy it in here. Dorgath, the last chieftain, war chief of this city, Kargan. But this is his tomb here, and it seems to be, for sure, more ornate. But the interesting thing is also that the name seems to have been also scratched over, as if somebody was trying to scratch it out.
And Grom, roll an investigate check or something here, just see if he can make sense of the stuff he's seen.
Sure.
Or his gypsy history or something. What would be the most appropriate check, would you say?
I would say either history or, investigation. I think that might fall. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll a history, because I think that would be a little more interesting. Oh, wow. You rolled pretty good.
Oh, wow. Nice. Huh. Okay. So, trying to think from places that he would have traveled, he would probably know about the ruins of the dead. So you would know that Gorkarn was once the spiritual and martial heart of an old Orcish world. And you would know that it was founded in the name of Grishnar, the Reclaimer. It's served both like a fortress and a holy site, where oaths were forged, and dead were pretty much given sacred fires. It stood unbroken for centuries until it fell by betrayal, and it was necromancy and a spiritual collapse that caused all this. And So maybe putting together from lore that you've heard from other places, maybe you didn't even know they were talking about this specific place, but you start to think, you heard it, that a city that was haunted by echoes of its own legacy. You've heard of the sacred stone of Grushnar. You've heard of the different layers and structure of the main building that had the antechamber, maybe the catacombs, Hall of Remembrance, Sanctum of the Sacred Flame, which would probably be the city's heart, and used to house this sacred stone. So the orcs of Gorkon refused to submit to foreign magic and undead tyranny. And Gorgath was once one of the 6 shields of Durgath. But he broke his oath and sought to preserve the city through necromancy. In doing so, he cursed the sacred stone. And because of this, it drew in spirits and corrupted the land. And the gods turned their eyes away. And the city was eventually swallowed by darkness. So, aside from just what Laura gave you, everything else would probably be pieces here and there. There's much more lore that you've heard. But the one thing that you do know is that anyone who dies within Garkarn risks rising as an undead bound to Gorgath. And
Okay.
so this is what you would know of this name that's scratched in to the, well, anyway, Dorgath and the 6 shields. And you probably would link the 6 shields to the statues you saw before getting into the catacombs.
Yeah. Grom would relay all of this to the group. He would tell all of them these things. And then he is going to take his lantern and kind of look around, and this looks like a dead end. He's going to see if it's actually a dead end.
Roll me an investigation.
Oh, it's actually pretty good.
You see absolutely nothing else here. And you're pretty sure of that.
Else here.
Let's see. Is there any other way to go? Or was this the only other tunnel?
So far, it seems that you've checked every part so far of this particular tunnels.
Does seem that way.
Well, I don't know if we've checked every tunnel properly, but we've at least sent that little cat through everywhere. Until it burst into flames.
And you hear the bear just like...
Does the casket have a lid on it? It has a stone lid, is that what you said?
Yeah, basically it's the top of it, that lid that covers the tomb. And it's the carving, at least from basically the guide that you're reading about for the most part. Dorgath.
Grom's going to try to slide the lid off.
Ooh. Roll me a
Tarnick
strength.
will stop him. Tarnick will stop him to begin with.
Okay.
No, do not disturb the dead.
I'm just going to say,
I wish to speak with them.
Someone has damaged this sarcophagus.
He might be able to tell us how to get out of here.
Or he might just kill us all.
They have tried. They haven't managed it yet.
Wow.
but Grom is he's waiting. He's like talking, like holding a lantern, deliberating this with Tarnick.
Okay.
Tarnik's trying to clean the top of the sarcophagus to see exactly what sort of damage they've done to it.
The actual lid seems pretty pristine. It seems like this one hasn't been touched or damaged at all. In fact, there's dust over it, showing that there hasn't been anything that has messed with it.
So Grom has Speak with Dead as a spell. And I was thinking that perhaps we could learn the next leg of this journey if we question a corpse.
Speak with the dead. Use a battle axe or a warhammer. Only
we can,
speaking they understand.
but it could tell us knowledge it had in life. Maybe it knows of a hidden door.
The more I travel with this group, the less I like it. Elves, now you want to talk with the undead? Can see him getting very upset at the moment.
Well, not
Anger is
undead,
rising.
just the dead.
They become undead when you put magic in them. Shifts his battle axe from hand to hand. He's not happy. He's not.
Grom's gonna shrug.
It would only take a couple minutes.
Tynik leaves the room.
Okay.
Whenever Tarnik leaves the room, Grom's gonna go ahead and open the he's gonna open the sarcophagus.
Okay.
All the way back. It's not going to help. He's done. He's walking away.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
He's gonna be like, "Ugh."
Yes, pretty heavy.
Not very good.
Yeah, it's seems to be locked in place.
He's gonna be like,
Silent, come help me with this.
Silent will go. You can try one more try with an advantage.
all right, here we go. The help action. If Grom can move it, that's gonna be about the best check he's gonna get.
Grom manages to move it, and you hear its grinding stone and kind of the echo of it. It was in the actual casket itself too. And you're able to move it at least 2 feet. And it's very thick. And you can see that the like maybe 2 inches of an opening because of it being so thick.
Yeah.
As it scrapes. And Silent just breathes. This is heavy.
It is.
But Grom's kind of excited when he sees through the opening. Gonna shine the light in there.
Okay. You can see some nice, like the angle that you can catch is like it reflects back some nice orcish armor that gleams. It's very shiny. It's not even dirty from where you can tell. And then you see, of course, bones of... You can't see all the bones, but you do see a little bit of edges of it.
Does it look like there's a head?
You can't tell if you can see the head or anything. You can just see a bone structure. You just don't know what it forms because it's only like a little bit of an inch of angle that you're getting in there.
And you try to move it more to give more room.
Yeah, you can do one more try to see if you can move more.
Like,
Silent, come on, push.
And she like nods and she's like and while you're pushing, what's Cub doing?
I'm staying right where I'm at. I'm gonna have Tico head over to this side and inspect the area. But I'm gonna be like at least right here, ready in case if anything happens, so that way I can be like, they come out through this way, I'm gonna start casting healing spells if I need to.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me either a persuasion or investigation. Not persuasion. Perception or investigation.
Perception?
Cool.
21.
Oh, damn. You have some good persuasion there. Okay. So you are in that particular hallway, and you see Tarnik over in the distance. You hear like the whispers of steps off to around the corner, basically, from where you're at. And you don't understand it at first, but you do see... You see, like, another orc, but you also see behind them maybe another dwarf that almost looks like you. And behind that one, you see maybe a couple of other, like maybe one tiefling, another one that's like maybe some sort of drow elf even. But all of them are dressed in some sort of druid clothing. And they all look at you, and they just stare at you. Tarnik doesn't seem to even notice them or anything. But you see them.
Can I do a history check?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history.
I'm gonna throw a guidance just to give me the boost. Okay, well, that's a 12.
You can't quite place it, but you still think somewhere you've seen the type of clothing somehow. It's like an itch in your memory and brain, like as if you've seen these people somewhere before. Can't place it though. And then you start to see almost visions of the goddess that you've seen before talk to you, Zotia. And then you start to see like an image, something like some sort of ritual. And it seems like they're planting saplings maybe. But you can't quite picture it. You don't understand it. You don't know why. And this is what you're seeing in your memory of, or more like vision. And then, as this is happening, and everybody's doing their own thing, it's now sinking into your memory, into your mind, like as if you're disappearing into a different place. And the tombs and everything start almost like it's a heartbeat. And you feel your heart now starting to thrum. And you see some sort of twisted darkness that starts lingering and twisting around you. And you feel some sort of energy just starting to pull at you. And you sense like some sort of magic is around you, but it's not good magic. It's a storm of destructive magic, annihilating something that's annihilating everything. And then all of a sudden you start to see in your mind. This is something you feel like something trying to crawl around your brain, searching for things. But it's things that are, for you, don't exist. And you think that it's just creating it and is making it just out of thin air. But you see people screaming. You see like a nightmare. You see almost like a dream, but basically people screaming. Death somehow is associated with this. And you see what's seemed like a serene area now, a dream-filled area, all of a sudden become a nightmare. And blood is everywhere. People running. Some people bleeding from their eyes and nose. Some people throwing up from whatever this is, but they're throwing up blood. And it's pooling and flowering on the floor. And you see it just growing. It's now turning into a large body of water, but it's not water, it's blood. And you also see what seems to be like a pool that reflects your face. And you can see your face, but your face seems to be monstrous. And you see them looking at you, and they just ask, why? All in unison, all permeating around you. And it seems like it's just 1,000 times louder as they keep asking, why did you do it? Why? And anyway, that's what's happening with you right now.
Can I, with this, can I make it as a form like a wisdom save? Like, as this is like kind of affecting my mind, I'm gonna like, this is like, I'm seeing this, but I'm like trying to like disregard it. Like, this is some kind of charm and illusion spell. I need to push it out of my thought. I need to push it out. This is not real.
Yeah, I'll give you a wisdom save. It would be a flat wisdom save, like not with advantage or anything, just a normal wisdom save.
Okay. That'd be a 12 itself.
Okay. So with the 12, unfortunately, it's not enough to push it away. You keep seeing this, and you keep hearing them asking why. And you seem to be locked in this nightmare. Tarnik, you just see Cub standing there. He's not moving. Weirdly enough, his eyes just seem to be staring kind of toward the corner, but he's still as a statue.
Tonic won't pay any attention to it. He's focused on trying to work out the riddle of this little passageway. So he's trying to work out. He's looking at the different coffins in each area and seeing what differences there are and things like that.
Okay. I'm gonna also have you roll me a wisdom save.
Me?
No, Tarnik.
Okay.
27.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. So we're going to come back to you as you are trying to figure these things out. All right, Grom, you go ahead and roll me.
Strength check.
Yeah.
Does he get advantage again because silence helped him?
Yeah. Because I need to figure out what happens with this part before I can do anything else.
Just above table, boss. You said something earlier. I can't remember who was saying it. Blood before shame, and then something else.
Yes. Let me get it really quick. Where? Oh, duh.
You can send it to me during the week. It's not going to make any difference now.
Okay. Grom, what did you roll?
12.
Oh. was a 12. Unfortunately, it's even with the help from Silent, it's not enough to move it any further. You just have that little hole, an inch.
Gotcha. Okay.
By now, the bear or the reduced spell should already went back to normal.
Oh yeah, the bear is humongous again.
So you should be able to have your bear help you out as well. Or unless he has a stronger strength.
He is pretty strong. That was our last try though, GM. Unless if the
If
bear
you want to
helps.
give the bear a try, because he's a different person, he can.
Okay.
It would reduce the DC for sure with the bear helping.
He's gonna be like,
Craig, like this, help us push.
All right, you can roll as an advantage. The DC would be smaller.
okay, gotcha. Here we go. That's okay. 11.
11. Oh gosh. Okay.
Are you rolling me with advantage? Because I only see is the one roll.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got to
I'm
do
rolling.
20. Yeah, he's rolling it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Even with that, he's having trouble. Even this with the bear. I lowered that.
That's okay.
So yeah, I'll tell you what. With the bear's help, I would say it gives you at least another 2 inches. So you got about 3 inches of viewing.
That'll work. That'll work. He's gonna shine the He's gonna shine the light in and see if it has a head. Trying to peer in there.
With that angle, let's see. You're peering in there. You're trying to look. Your horn is kind of catching the sides, scratching up against it. But I'd say you're able to roll me a perception.
Right, here we go. No. Can't see in there very well, apparently.
he can't see very well in there. So I guess it would be up to you if you want to try it or not.
Yeah, he's gonna try it.
Okay.
He's gonna. Is there a little hook or something he can hang his lantern on to like have it shine in the room? Or...
No hook. I mean, he could probably put it on top somewhere on the flat surface of the tome.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Or
He's gonna
have Silent. If
Oh yeah,
it's
Silent
big
could hold
enough,
it.
Silent can dig into it.
He'll hand it to Silent then, and then he's gonna pull out his viol and he's gonna start to strum some haunting chords and sing some dark lyrics, and he's going to cast Speak with Dead on the chords. Here, I'll put it in I'll display it in the thing.
All right.
Haven't you done this yet? And Tonic storms back out of the room.
Let's see. Okay, and you have, I think it was 5 questions or 5 questions. Okay, so 5 questions. Yes. So you have 5 questions. Hopefully, you know your questions. But as you start casting this, and you have this silence just start falling, and only your voice seems to be carrying in here. And then Tarnik, you even feel this silence fall, but then you see the webs in here, all the webs that are lingering about painting the catacombs. They also start to move, but it's still strangely deathly silent. And Cub, of course, is still standing still. And Grom, as you are doing this, you sense this chill, and even though you're furred, you can feel the goosebumps in your skin. Silent looks up, just kind of looking up, looks at the bear, looks at her. Drake calls to Drake over, and you start seeing an image And you see an image of a red female, youthful female. Now that's the image of Arya. But then she whiffs away in your mind as you keep singing this and casting your spell. And then you see the image of another god. And this time it's a god of death as well. But this time a god that most people know. The god Hexerium. The god that takes you to the hells or the abyss when you die. You feel a sense of dread, but you can also feel the spell push forward. And then you feel or hear movement within the tomb. Can't see anything, but you feel that the spell has been cast, and you hear movement in the tomb.
Right. So Grom is gonna lean down and put a hand on the tomb, and he's gonna kind of lean down to the crack. You know, it's only a couple inches. He's gonna lean down as close as he can get to where the face would likely be. And in a quote from 13th Warrior, his first question is going to be,
What troubles this place, old man?
"13th Warrior." I like it. Alright, 1 second. Let me, I'm gonna drink this water really quick. My voice is so dry right now. Alright. Anyway. So, once you ask that, you do indeed hear movement inside. When you hear, like, popping and cracking of bones. Like, you hear something moving, clacking in there. Bone clacking. And finally something ancient rumbles. Escapes a voice echoing within the tomb. It says, A wound that never closed. It says, Korgoth, pact, split the spirit of Garkarn. The dead here do not dream. They rot awake. The fog whispers lies, and the black root drinks our honor. This place is sick, Bard, and the sickness spreads. And then quiet.
So, and now as far as like just the general lore here goes, I just want to make sure that I understand what all we've heard, and if Grom understands, like, was it the guy who split the stone? He seems to maybe be the necromancer. Has that been confirmed, or is that just like?
Yeah, Korgoth, the necromancer. That's the name of the necromancer, Korgoth.
And it was the dude who split the stone, basically.
Yeah, he's the one that did a ritual and corrupted the stone.
Gotcha. Okay. Grom is gonna ask,
Where is Korgoth's hideout?
Alright, so once you finish with that, interesting question. Let me see if he's going to. Well, let me look at my notes here really quick. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
That is a good question there. I know the hideout. I just gotta figure out if. He's gonna. Okay. And he says, yeah, okay, he would probably say it, okay. And he says, the temple, twisted by his oath, carved not by hands, but by grief. The stone black bleeds now. It says, beyond the catacombs, beyond the hall, and say, the hall of remembrance. And it says, the city's heart, where the stone that is sacred lies. There find the Wraith Lord. Well, then you hear silence.
Okay. Next, he's going to ask,
Can you give us any advice on trying to defeat him?
I had this note. How would I word this? One second here. So, how can I word this? So we'll say the words, return the stone. You cannot defeat the Wraith Lord. Korgoth will return the stone to its place of rest. And then it just goes quiet from there.
and Grom would say,
Where is the stone's place of rest?
so he's going to word it slightly differently. Where's this?
Where's the stone's rightful place of rest?
That's how he's going to word it.
And he'll say, the Temple of Grishnar in Gorkarn.
Right. And then his last question is,
Where can we find the exit to these catacombs?
That's interesting. All right. So he will reply with that, the exit. Says, the exit is back from which you came.
All right. That is all 5 questions. So at that point, Graham will just kind of stand up, kind of stop playing his viol, crack his knuckles, and then say,
All right, we've got some information. This is good. Now we should try to put the lid back on, I guess.
All right. Go ahead and roll a strength with advantage. See if you can at least pull it back. Oh, okay. With the bear's help, you're able to slide it back. It grinds back into a closed position.
whenever they get it back on top, Grom's going to kind of like tap the top of it. And then he's going to say,
May gods give you rest and peace, and may you rest in peace.
Silent nods. Yes, rest in peace.
and then Grom would walk by. And then he realizes there's all these traps. We have this bear now. Who's full size.
Yes, the bears. Drake will
He's gonna
fly
come
over.
down.
Cub, can you make this bear small again?
Cub. You hear some sort of voice calling your name. Here's what we're gonna do. It's already like 10:05, so we're gonna go ahead and have you roll with a advantage on a wisdom save this time.
Okay.
You can have the +4 from Tarnik as well, because he's come closer.
Ooh.
Not too
24, so 28.
You hear these words from Grom and eventually vanish and push this dream away, opening the curtains back to reality. And where you're standing with Tarnik, I guess, behind you, and a Drake in front of you. But all the other people and voices vanish, and the nightmare is gone. Silene will jump, do her elven movements, and say, Cub, we need bear small again.
It's like, you need bear small again.
And she nods.
This, I can't make the bear small again. That's only in my one-time use. I have to wait till a full day in order to remake it small again.
Silent will yell back at Grom, he can't make small again.
You would hear Grom say,
Uh-oh.
It's like I had to wait a whole day in order to remake him small again.
All right, and
I'm just going to kind of
I don't
stroke
think
his
we're gonna hold
chin.
day.
oh, sorry, what was that, Tarnik?
Tarnik saying, we don't have a whole day to wait. Think outside the box. Maybe we need to set off all these traps so they don't burn us as we explore. Set the traps so they don't go off, I mean.
Well, what if
Okay.
we disarm him?
Yes.
Let's just disarm him. It's like, Silent, are you good at disarming?
She'll look over and just like think about it. She'll try on one.
If not, I can.
Oh, yeah. She actually made it above. She says, I think I got it. Disarms one right here.
Okay, hold on.
And
Grom will
but
try to disarm one closest to him.
yeah, you can roll a sleight of hand.
Okay, sleight of hand. Not his best skill.
So I'm gonna have. I'll have.
Oh, okay, you made it. So yeah, that
anyways,
one is disarmed.
I'll send Teakle to her since he sees the traps. I'll have him like perch right on top of her.
As they're doing these things, Grom is going to be recounting the answers he got to Cub and Turnic.
Okay.
He's going to be like,
I spoke with the corpse. He was rather helpful, I would say.
and then he'd recount all the stuff that he heard.
She doesn't make that one. She's not in a way, but oh wait, does she have advantage on skill checks? Or not advantage, but any pluses?
No, but I sent Teakle to give her guidance,
Oh, okay.
which was a +3.
Oh, +3. All right, so 13. Oh, okay. So she makes right at it. Okay, cool. So she's able to disarm that one.
So she has guidance in all of her rolls.
So this one. So you only have the one in front of you, Grom.
Grom's going to try to disarm it. I'll go ahead and roll that sleight of hand.
Whoop.
Oh, not as good.
So Tarnik's moved forward just in case to offer his aura when the trap goes off.
Nice.
Yeah. So that doesn't go quite as well, and yeah, the flame just pretty much goes to the side again.
Oh. Grom like shakes his hands, like shaking off the failure.
Yeah, it
Can
just
he
like
try? Can he try again? Or not really?
Usually not
Once
once
the
you try
flame-
it once, but I'll let you try one more time.
Tarnik would jump over the trap and rest his hand on Grom's shoulder and say, "What are you doing, my friend? You know better." And he provides guidance.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
Get a D4 to add to that.
Well, if it's already a 16, you definitely would have made it, so.
Heck yeah. Grom's gonna be like,
Thank you.
And Silent does not make it for this one, though, so. It kind of goes off, but she's out of the way, though, so she's. So, with those traps gone, though, we can go ahead and pause here, since it's already like 10:10, and
All right.
continue next week with see what's going to happen with the group if they try to figure out where to go next. And Cub's little nightmare memory there, or whatever it was. So I'm going to go ahead and go here. Give me 1 second. Thank you, everybody who is watching, and those in the future who will watch. Hopefully we'll have Mr. Grumthar back, and who knows? Haven't heard from Cyrix in a while, so but cross fingers. We'll see when Cyrix can return. So until next time, give us a like or follow if you do like this content on Twitch, Dungeons and 20s, or YouTube, Dungeons and 20s. And
Don't forget to subscribe for our on Twitch channel as well.
yep. Stop recording. Stop streaming. We'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
Bye all.
goodbye.
See you next time.